big pile of books. Hello everybody, my name's Johanna. If you know me, nice to see you here again, and if you don't, then nice to meet you. So I'm back with a new camera that hopefully is a bit better than my old one. You can probably hear some cars outside. I'm sorry about that, but hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. So as you probably gathered from the title, I'm going to be talking about some books today. It's a rather random collection of books. Some books that I've been reading, enjoying, perhaps not enjoying, I don't know, just some books that I would recommend for different reasons. And they all sort of have to do with gardens, except for I think 1, 2, 3, 4, oh actually more, yeah, no, never mind, they're not all about gardens. Some of them are about gardens and some aren't. Whatever, so let's just get into it. The first book I've got on this pile is called The Sixth Extinction, and it is by Elizabeth Kolbert, and she's quite famous. You probably know her. She's a natural history writer, or whatever you call these people. And this book is really good. I think it was fun to read, upsetting to read, saddening, informational. You know, it was about basically the 5 big extinctions of planet Earth, and she kind of goes into detail. In each of those extinctions and talks about them, but she also talks about things that are happening right now, and how our Earth is pretty much just being destroyed. Yeah, and how we're losing a lot of biodiversity. It's quite upsetting. But she's a fun writer. I don't know, like, she's good at describing people and describing situations and experiences, so definitely give this a read. Important book, sad book. Yeah, definitely recommend. Ooh, next book. So, the next book that I'm going to recommend, or not, I'm not very sure if I recommend it, is called No Nettles Required. I don't know how I feel about this book. See, this book is about wildlife gardening and sort of debunking the myths of wildlife gardening. And it's about a study, and kind of a study around not even wildlife gardens, just gardens around Sheffield. And they look at the wildlife, or more just insects that they catch in the different gardens, and kind of judge how biodiverse the gardens are through that. That's just kind of a brief summary, I guess, of the study. It's a very easy read, it's a very good read, quite comprehensible, quite compact, but I think the person who wrote this jumps to conclusions incredibly quickly, and there are some things in there that I don't think you can say, really, in an objective manner, but it's probably not a very objective book, it's very subjective. It's just, there's stuff in here like, oh, those plants are ugly anyway, so why do we want them in our gardens? Well, not everyone thinks specific plants are ugly. You know, lots of things are subjective. Ugly, not ugly, sort of, you know, good, bad, beautiful, ugly. Those things are very subjective, and there's a lot of stuff like that in here. So I recommend it if you're into wildlife gardening, or if you want to have a book that kind of challenges your view on wildlife gardening. If you see wildlife gardening as I do, that is. I don't know, I'm just mumbling here, am I not? Give this a read, or not. I don't know, it's up to you. The next book is The Secret Life of Flies. Flutter, flutter. This book is so fun. Yes, it's about flies. It's all about flies. But flies are a lot cooler than you think. They're a lot more interesting than you think. Plus, it has pictures in it. And who doesn't love a good book with pictures? It's a very heavy book. It's by Erica McAlister, by the way. And she's one hell of a fly lady. And she really knows how to write about flies in an engaging way. So if you've ever been curious about flies, give this book a read. It's so worth a read. It's really funny. Okay. Okay, now to one of my favorite books. Winesburgh, Ohio. It's one of the most beautiful books, if not the most beautiful book I have ever read. Ever read. This book is a fictional story. It's about the town Winesburgh, and it's kind of a collection of short stories, but all the short stories intermingle and they do make sense together. But you could read them just separately. But I guess there is kind of a main character in it. He's a reporter, he lives in this town, and people in the town tell him a lot of things, and it's kind of sort of from his perspective. Yeah, it's just a very good book. I think essentially it's just about life, you know, and it's about life, death, love, guilt, I don't know, all these sorts of like, the fear of like missing out, fear of not being enough, fear of not having done what you wanted to do, growing up, I don't know, it's just beautiful. I can't recommend this enough. I've read this a few times and it's just a gorgeous book. Please give this a read. If you haven't already, read it. Sorry. Okay, my next recommendation, of which I'm not sure yet whether I actually recommend it, but I guess it's an interesting book. The Hidden Life of Trees by Peter Wohlleben. It's actually a German book. I should have probably read it in German. I'm not actually finished with it just yet, but I wanted to include it because it is very well known and a lot of copies of this have been sold. I got it for £1 in a charity shop because I didn't want to pay the full price, but I think, see, it's about how trees communicate, live together, are almost social beings like humans. And I question some things that are in this book, and I don't like the way good old Peter talks about trees. Like he absolutely humanifies them, personifies, is that the word? Yeah, I think that's what I mean. He basically gives them human emotions and kind of like, I know that they're probably supposed to be comparisons so that we can understand them better, and I really hope that that's what he's trying to do, but if not, then I think this is just a little bit weird. Still, it's a very good book, like, easy read, sort of good book. I guess I recommend it if you don't know anything about trees, but don't take every word out of this super literal. At least that's my perspective. If you loved it, that's okay. It's okay, it's a nice book. Trees are beautiful and important beings anyway, so I guess if that's what you get out of this book, then that's all you need to get out of this book, I think. Yeah. Okay. Next book I want to talk about is called Half Earth. It's a big book. I don't know if there's other editions of this, but I found this in a charity shop and I was super intrigued by it. Not just because of the title and the cover, but also because of what it's about. Basically, it is about keeping half of the earth for conservation, and in that way saving a lot of the biodiversity we're losing. It's a very broad, big, interesting idea, I think. It doesn't really talk about how you're supposed to do this, but it definitely talks about conservation matters and biodiversity loss and beautiful places on Earth. I don't know how to. There's a lot in this book, like a lot. It's not even that big a book. Like the text is quite big. This is what I was reading at the moment. There's even nice drawings in here. The text is big. It's an okay book. I don't know. It's complicated, but I do recommend it, I guess, if you're interested in conservation, which I think you should be, because everyone should be. Just, yeah. Give this book a read. The last two books are Small Wonder, A New Approach to Understanding Nature by Marie Friend, and The Country Diary book of Creating a Butterfly Garden by E.J.M. Warren. Both books are beautiful books. I mean, just look at the covers. Alone the covers are gorgeous. Well, I guess I'll talk about Small Wonder first. Small Wonder has amazing illustrations. Truly, these illustrations are gorgeous. It's about wildlife gardening, but also about ecology. And for example, it talks about food pyramids, food webs, it talks about pollinators and different flowers that they kind of go with. It talks about all sorts of insects that you may find in your garden, hedgerow ecology, woodlands, I don't know, just winter. It's all sorts of stuff with amazing illustrations like these here. Very educational. Oops, something fell out of my book. It's very educational and it's very fun to read. See, I haven't like read the whole thing page by page. I've just read some chapters in it. And I think if you're just interested in ecology, kind of how things connect in a natural ecosystem, in an ecosystem, in a garden, or not in a garden, this is the book for you. It's very, very fun, and she's a good writer. And I think she's actually an ecologist and taught ecology and plant stuff. I don't know exactly what she did, but I remember reading something like that. Wow, I'm not very informed here, am I? Anyway, definitely a beautiful book, very interesting and very good. Recommend. And then my last book is also very lovely. The Country Diary book of Creating a Butterfly Garden is, as the title suggests, about creating a butterfly garden. Very beautiful setup, and it kind of has these like illustrations of a country diary book of English countryside or something like that. I don't know exactly what that book's called, but you know, it's like the illustrations that are used in this are from that diary. And it has photographs of specific butterflies, and then it has some illustrations and what plants you could choose for these specific butterflies. Ta-da! And it has some tips on how to design your garden. And it's just a very gentle, lovely, lovely little book. So if you are looking to create a butterfly garden, look at this book. It's so sweet. Got this for just a few pounds online, so you'll probably find it somewhere. So I guess that was it, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you didn't, I'm sorry about that. I will try to do better next time. Yeah, if you did, leave me a little like, comment, you know, say hi. Don't be shy. I am very shy, so I'm not the right person to say this. But yeah, hope you have a lovely day, and I hope you read some nice books. And these are definitely all quite nice. Bye!